We are back with the Screen Team on KWOC, and we're being brought to you by a lot of great folks like Whitworth Gift Chest Jewelers, Fearless Social, and also Poplar Bluff Drywall. You can check out the Screen Team. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on YouTube. We got our own website as well, screenteampb.com. Make sure you check us out today. We've got Amber on the show, and we're reviewing next up a movie called Fences. And this was a movie directed by Denzel Washington, starring Denzel Washington. I don't know if he didn't write it, did he?
No, it's based on a play.
Based on a play. Movie's called Fences. What'd you think?
Okay, I am usually not a fan of movies that are based on plays.
Okay.
I generally don't like them because it's hard to make that transition from like the live theater to the movie theater, in my opinion. And, live theater is very dialogue based, and there's not a whole lot of movement around, not a lot of action, not a lot of scene changes. So it's kind of hard to make that transition. However, this was the exception for me.
So you're a big fan of Fences.
I really liked it. Part of it, I think, is Denzel. Denzel is basically in every single second of the movie.
Wow.
He's in it a ton. And it really comes down to Denzel and Viola Davis, who plays his wife in the movie. And I love Denzel. I love everything he does. I think he's great, and he's crazy. He plays like a semi-crazy person, better than anybody, I think. So I thought his performance was excellent. It kept moving. It wasn't like dull that I would have expected it to be, being based on August Wilson's play.
So what's his deal? He's a former baseball player. Is that the case?
Yeah, he's a former baseball player, and it's very similar to kind of the Death of a Salesman concept, if you are familiar with that play. It's about a guy who has, worked hard his whole life, and his dreams just never were realized. And so he's kind of bitter about the things going on in everyone else's life as a result of him never really getting to where he wanted to go. So it seems like everything's fine in the beginning, but as he kind of has his midlife crisis, so to speak, things start kind of unraveling, and he makes some really negative choices, and it affects things pretty badly. Watching
the trailer, I didn't get a chance to see the film yet, obviously because I didn't drive to St. Louis or Memphis to see it.
Was it here for like a week?
That's right, you're right, it was here.
And I was shocked when
it was here for like Christmas or something, and then it was gone. Poof. But you're right about that. But from the trailer, it just looked like heavy acting, heavy drama. You've had Denzel Washington and Viola Davis just putting their heart and soul in from the trailer. Was it the same way in the movie?
There's a comedic touch to the movie, especially there in the beginning. Denzel's character is a very likable guy. He seems funny, and he's joking around and seems so in love with his wife. And, he's got what seems to be a great life. He's just a blue-collar guy working hard. And it's probably about halfway through the movie before it starts to get really heavy. And then when it gets heavy, it gets really heavy and stays that way kind of until the end. Again, another one that made me cry at the end.
So it did make you cry?
It did make me cry.
But in a good way?
In a good way. Okay. Yes, this is not Manchester by the Sea heavy. It's a different kind of heavy.
So let's talk about Viola Davis. She's nominated for Best Supporting Actress. To me, it seems like she should have been part of the actress crew. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that call. And I think what happens, I think publicists kind of tend to say, okay, well, where do we have a better chance to win?
Right.
And somehow they got her there. She's in a lot of the movie. It's a lot about her, just as much as it is Denzel's character. But she was great. Sometimes I feel like Viola Davis is a little bit overrated because it's almost kind of like the same teary, snotty, yelling thing, just in a different character. But she's really good. She's really good. She wins everything. So, but if you've seen her other stuff, you can
I think she was nominated for The Help. She was also nominated for what is that religious movie?
Doubt.
Doubt.
Yeah. So if you think about the really heavy scene in Doubt, where she's crying and snotty, and then you look at her like monologue here, it's kind of similar.
So Manchester by the Sea, you don't want to see again, or at least multiple times. What about Fences?
This one, I think you do, because it's more of that classic kind of story about real people and real lives. Not that Manchester by the Sea isn't, but I think that more people are able to relate
And connect
to
with
this story than the kind of tragedy that happens in Manchester by the Sea.
Do you remember, is it rated R, rated PG-13?
Oh, goodness. I don't remember any.
Was there a lot of language and stuff?
Language, yeah. Okay. Language would have been the only thing that I think would keep people away from this one. It wasn't, violence or sex or anything like that. I think language would be the only thing.
Okay. The movie is called Fences. It stars Denzel Washington, Viola Davis, and it's one you can get on DVD very, very soon. Coming up after the break, we're going to review the movie, what's it called? Hell or High Water. I was going to say Highway to Hell, but I'm on the wrong station. It's coming your way next on KWOC.